Hey everybody, it's Eric alongside Rod. Excited to have Divine Ugochukwu join us on the Final Four is now on the schedule. As you probably know, Divine joins the team as a transfer from the University of Miami, Florida, where he played his freshman year. And first, unlike Divine, whose wardrobe is turning a different shade of green, you and I have to get our Spartan apparel the old-fashioned way. So head on over to Nudge Printing, where as a supporter of the show, you get 20% off your order simply by typing in Final Four as one word at checkout. Check it out at nudgeprinting.com. Okay, Divine. So you're just coming off yoga. So this I got to ask you about the yoga. Are all you
Yeah.
guys doing the yoga, or is that something that just you've been doing for a number of years or something?
Nah, the whole team does yoga. Normally just like every Wednesday, I think. We just all do yoga, so it's nice.
Do you, and how is that the first time you've done it since you've been here at Michigan State?
Yeah, for no, this is like our fourth time doing it so far.
And it's like a
Yes.
core sort of thing, right? Is that it's it?
Nah, it just like stretches out your hips, your hamstrings, and legs,
Okay.
calves, everything. Yeah. It's a
All
good
right. Well,
stretch.
talking about your recruitment to Michigan State, it's all different now with the transfer portal, and you entered the transfer portals after your freshman year at Miami.
Yes, sir.
What was the process like? I mean, how was it a long process for you with Michigan State? Where there, how exactly did that play out for you?
So hitting the portal, I was getting calls from just a bunch of different schools and just nothing really stood out to me. And then maybe I'll say like 2 weeks in the portal, Michigan State had called me, and then we just kept on building a relationship with the coaches, and it felt like the right fit for me.
So was that, and so once Michigan State called, were you pretty much thinking, as long as it looks like it's going to work out for me, this is where I want to go? You knew
Yes,
kind of
sir,
pretty
for
early.
sure. Yeah.
So, as Eric mentioned, Divine, you played your freshman year at Miami, and you played for a very well known, very well regarded coach in Jim Larinaga, who then retired, which I imagine probably had something to do with you deciding to leave. Um, but uh, but you're playing for another legendary coach now in Tom Izzo. What has that experience been like so far? And I know it's early for you. You've only been here a few weeks, but
Mhm.
what's it been like playing for him in the practices that you've had or being around him in the building, all of that stuff? And I think especially for you, because you're first and foremost a point guard, and we all know how much Coach Izzo puts on his point guards. It's demanding stuff. So what's that been like?
Yeah, so it's been tough so far, just we're just getting through it and practicing really hard, and as the point guard, he demands a lot from that position. So just me just bringing it every day and just trying to get better. It's going good though.
Yeah. Um, is there anything that surprised you in the early going at Michigan State? Maybe you didn't expect, didn't see coming?
Nothing really. Just talking to the coaches during the pro portal, they kind of told me how everything was really gonna go, and so it been good so far for sure.
Yeah, so it's basically lived up to what they told you it was going to be like.
Definitely. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we talked to Trey Ford, and we've talked to Denham Wojcik and sort of their transition, because one of the different things with Michigan State is, of course, the transition game, the fast break, is a real big part, especially for you as a point guard.
Yes,
It's
sir.
very structured. How has that been for you? Compared to when you're at Miami or in playing high school or AAU ball?
Yeah, so I never played anywhere where the emphasis was to push the ball as fast as we do here. So it's definitely something new to me. Just it takes a while to get used to for sure.
Do you like playing that way?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm a faster guy, so I like playing fast for sure.
Yeah, and of course we also have mentioned you got two guys in the wings who are probably fun to toss the ball to ahead on the floor too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, sir.
Uh, So when you play point guard at Miami, I don't think you started the season as a starter. I think you ended up
Hmm.
sort of developing to that role throughout the halfway through the year or something like that. Um, what were your strengths at Miami, and what sort of you are you working on to improve this season?
Some of the strengths I had in Miami was probably just penetrating and kicking the ball and just sharing the ball with my teammates, and definitely that was one of the biggest things. But I would think this year would be one of the things I'm trying to work on really is just getting my confidence back in my shot, getting a lot of reps up here and just really shooting the ball and taking and having a lot of confidence at practice is really helping me.
Now, speaking of the shooting, I looked at your numbers that you had your last year in high school in AAU and your 3-point
Yeah.
shooting, and they were pretty good.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What do you think it was? Because you do see this a lot with guys in their freshman year where they were
Hmm.
good shooters in high school, and then that first year in college, it's a bit of a struggle to make the adjustment. What do you think it was? If you could identify like one thing, because I've seen you shooting in Moneyball, your stroke looks fine to me.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, so for me personally, I can't speak for everyone, but for me personally, it was just really a confidence thing and just the mental side of the game. So, this year I really just been getting a lot of reps up and just trusting in my shot and coaches believe in me. So I definitely have a lot more confidence in it.
So then, kind of going along with that, um, you've got pretty good size for a guy. How
Hmm.
tall? How tall are you?
6'3".
Okay, so you've got pretty good size for a college point guard.
Yes, sir.
Has there been any talk about from the staff maybe you playing some off the ball as well as at the point?
Yeah, I mean, coaches talk to me about playing some off the ball too, and sometimes at practice, I get some reps in at the two, so it's definitely a possibility.
And that's something presumably you're interested in doing because it means you get more opportunities to get on the court.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, sir.
And so then, I guess the other thing is Michigan State defense is a emphasized. What is your experience been? Transitioning to the Michigan State defense, the way of playing compared to where you were at Miami or before.
Yeah. So I mean, Miami, we weren't really a good defensive team, but I really love to play defense though. So being here and playing defense at Michigan State is just, I think I fit in perfectly.
And then the other thing, of course, is especially we expect with the off guard is rebounding. So if you are playing the
Mhm.
two, what sort of things you guys doing for rebounding? What sort of goals have you set for yourself from a rebounding standpoint?
For the point guard position, you always get back, and then as a two guard, you can crash or get back if the point guard shoots it. So just definitely trying to go in there, just trying to get as many rebounds as I can when I do crash. It's good.
Have have the when you're playing off the ball, we when we were talking to Denham about
Hmm.
the transition game, and this is something gets talked a lot about with Michigan State people, is that at Michigan State there are rules. There are roles that you're supposed to play every time when the ball gets into transition. And, a lot of
Yep.
places it's just, hey, everybody sprint and just push the ball. But at Michigan State, there are actual roles. Has that been an easy thing for you to slot into?
It definitely takes some time to get used to for
Yeah.
sure, because some people have to run the right lane, some people have to run the left lane. So you got to run out wide. So it definitely takes some time to get used to for sure.
Yeah, this is a quick reminder too. If you may not know where you're going, but at the guys who do gutters, the brothers suggest you gutters, they do fantastic work. So make sure you head on over to our support page at tffinots.com/support. There you can get great discounts on gutter work done by the guys, whether you're on the east side or the west side of the state of Michigan. Divine, of course, doesn't have to worry about his gutters. He does just fine. And hopefully he doesn't play in the gutter this season. He's actually plays great. So
Yes,
keep
sir.
expecting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh, so head on over there to get that great work for you. So for you've only been on campus a couple weeks. What's your impression of East Lansing? Because I'm guessing I don't think you had a visit to campus before you signed with Michigan State, right? It seems like the transfers usually just kind of arrive when they arrive.
Yeah. So I did take a visit to Michigan State though.
Okay,
Yeah. So yeah, I love it here so far. It's really nice.
yeah, and you hopefully you don't mind the snow later on
Yeah,
this
for
winter,
sure.
but
Yeah.
you'll be in the gym, right? It's fine. It's no
Yeah.
big deal. Yeah. So uh, anything else, Rod?
Yeah. Well, just in general, because you're from the Houston area, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So obviously you grew up in Houston, you played at Miami. It's always interesting for us because for a long, long time, Michigan State's program was almost always built around guys from this part of the country. But in recent years, that started to broaden and you got guys from all over. So it's always interesting for us to find out from people like yourself what was your impression of Michigan State basketball before you got here? Did you have like a
Yeah.
strong sense of what it was?
Yeah, definitely. Just always like everyone knows Tom Izzo. So, just hearing so many stories about him and just a bunch of like things, stories Draymond tells or whatever. I had like a big impression on him already that he's like one of the best coaches or the best coach of all time. So it's definitely living up to the expectations for so far.
Yeah. And I happened to see a clip. Was it last night that you hit a game winning shot at Moneyball to put your team
Yeah,
in the
yes, sir.
semis on a
Yes, sir.
drive? Yeah, it was a nice
Yeah.
finish.
Yes, sir.
What's
Thank you.
what's been your impression of Moneyball? Because I don't think it's like that most places in the summer that guys on the team have an opportunity to play in front of the public and have that kind of attention. What's that been like for you to get your first taste of the Michigan State fan base?
Yeah, Moneyball been great. There have been like a bunch of supporters, Michigan State fans. So like it's great meeting them and like having a real interaction with them. So it been great. Them getting to watch you play too, and then having like a little home court advantage kind of. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Um, you excited to see the Breslin for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely for sure.
Did you play last year? Did you play at either Carolina or Duke on the road?
Yes, I played at Duke and at North Carolina. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you saw them both. So you
Yeah, yes,
got a
sir.
sense of what really live gyms are like from playing in
Yeah,
those places.
definitely for sure.
Yeah, hopefully Breslin will live up to
Yeah,
that for you.
yes,
Um,
sir.
and then maybe like a last question is we've talked about you've come in primarily expected to play the point. That's your role, your first role at least. What's your relationship been like in the early going with Jeremy Fears? Since he's been here a couple of years, he's the incumbent starter. Um, what's that been like?
Yeah, it been really good so far, just us competing at practice and then just trying to get each other better and then uplifting each other. It just been awesome for sure.
That's great. And then I guess the one question I had too is what is the difference been in facilities for University of Miami, Florida versus Michigan State as far as basketball? If you don't want to answer, that's
Basketball,
fine.
yeah.
It-
I mean, basketball wise, they have everything. Like it's kind of like the same to me, like, practice court, training room, main court, but I would say Michigan State it definitely has a bigger facility for sure. It's
yeah.
definitely bigger. Yeah.
All right. Well, that just reminds me too. Although we don't expect Divine to gather a lot of boards and rebounding and clean the glass a lot, make sure you head on
Yeah.
over to the Squeegee Squad at Grand Rapids. They will take care of your windows, and they can also power wash your house. You get 15% off. You mentioned Final Four when you get your estimate. You can do that at the support page at tffinots.com/support. Well, Divine Ugochukwu, thank you so much for coming on the Final Fours on the schedule. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
So until next time, the Final Fours on the schedule. Go green.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Go, go, go away.
Yeah, right. Very good. Bye.